What is up, everybody? To Verse TV today, and we have to talk about this nonsense with a CMA regulatory body commissioner. I guess he works with the CMA, and this is the most fanboy nonsense I have seen. So apparently, even people in these higher up positions, where it's like it has like a real official, like uppity title, but they're still big time fanboys. Now this is just embarrassing. Like this, like people even think that this post is even from a parody account, but nope. This guy has an official title that sounds pretty legit. So we have a title that says Deputy Head of a Unit. Deputy Head of the Unit, Inter-Institutional and Outreach Views. That sounds like that's pretty official from the European competition. So a lot of people thought this was a parody account, but nope, this is pretty legit. But this is the post that this guy, who's supposed to be unbiased, has made. The commission is working to ensure that you will still be able to play Call of Duty on other consoles, including my PlayStation. His PlayStation. That don't seem like my PlayStation. Doesn't seem like it's an unbiased view right there. It seems like he has his own biased views right there. He wants to make sure the PlayStation, he looks at that PlayStation's interest after just the gamer's interest in the whole. So it's just ridiculous. It's like I'm pretty sure Xbox would like to play a lot of Xbox games like play a lot of big third-party games on their Xbox, but they can't because of Sony. But you know, just a slight hint of a game not being on PlayStation has these guys coming out the woodwork and their whole Sony fanboyism just showing full frontal like this. It's kind of crazy. Even though Phil Spencer kind of announced that he's going to keep the Call of Duty multi-platform anyway, but still you got people like this who has big positions at these other regulatory bodies saying, hey, we're going to make sure Call of Duty stays multi-plat. And I was like, okay. Phil Spencer always says it's going to remain a multi-plat game, so I don't know why this is a big deal, but you know, the Sony fanboyism and this guy is out in full force with this comment right here, and it's just insane. So people were roasting this guy, calling this guy out, rightfully so, because when you make a statement like my PlayStation, that definitely shows that you are definitely biased here. Like you got some ulterior motives going on here, but okay. Let's see what people have to say about this. Respectfully, sir, I'm not sure it gets any clearer than the head of Xbox public statement on this matter from less than 2 weeks ago. It will still be on your PlayStation, don't worry. Don't see any conflict of interest at all here. Good thing Xbox was a treat Call of Duty like Minecraft. You won't have to work hard. What are you doing about all the exclusives Sony has as a market leader has kept from Xbox, PC, and Nintendo gamers? Nothing? Oh, okay. Yeah. Because Sony can keep all these games off these other platforms. But when Xbox slightly even hints at it, they don't even do it, but slightly hints at it, it's a problem now. When Xbox is the same thing. Well, what about my Xbox? There's a crap ton of games that on my Xbox but available on your PlayStation. Yeah, like the big Final Fantasy series. The big Final Fantasy major titles like 7 Remake and 16 not going to be on Xbox. But what did this regulatory body member, what does he have to say about that? He has nothing to say about that, but it's completely fine with Xbox making sure Call of Duty stays on PlayStation. Don't worry, PlayStation fans. I'm one of you. I'll protect us. Might as well with this guy. You might as well set that at this point. Because the guy sounds like a big time Sony fanboy at this point. It just shows you how much they are biased. They might as well, Sony might as well announce a partnership with the CMA or this European regulatory body at this point. Like, because I don't know how you can get more biased than this. Like, it's just insane. These people are supposed to be neutral, unbiased, but this guy is definitely showing a clear bias right here. My PlayStation, coming from a government official, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Important question. Where were you when it came to secure Spider-Man on all consoles, including my Xbox? While you're looking into making sure big titles come to all platforms, it would be great if the European took a look at the exclusivity deals on major titles. PlayStation is signing with publishers. Okay. My PlayStation, talk about being biased. Damn, this is sad. I thought this was another parody account. Yeah, it's so laughable how biased this guy is. People actually thought this was like a parody account because it's so ridiculous that this guy. Maybe they should just be taught you shouldn't be biased like this. Like maybe this is like some. I don't even want this. I would like to say he was just like a burner account to type this out, but nah, it's just still sad that this is like coming from an official member of a regulatory body being this biased like this, just openly biased at that. Make sure Final Fantasy 16 comes to my Xbox too while you're at it. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Sony made their business based on exclusivity. Microsoft should be able to compete the same way. Yeah. This whole statement just doesn't make any sense to begin with. Because, like, first, like, why would you make this to begin with? Because, you, like, I'm pretty sure he knows the statement the first person said, like, 2 weeks ago that this game was going to stay multi-platform. So I'd make the statement to begin with. And then just, the even more just ridiculousness with this whole my PlayStation camera right here. It shows he clearly is biased. Let's see. Then we got a huge Sony fanboy right here saying Xbox fans are melting down over this, claiming bias as he says my PlayStation, but reporter says so. No evidence he's actually part of the decision making on Microsoft's Activision deal. I wouldn't say Xbox fans are having a meltdown, but they're kind of like calling out like this dude is super biased about this nonsense. Like, uh, my PlayStation, I'm sure this won't be used as a lawsuit against the EU if they were to block the acquisition. My PlayStation, OMG corruption is at an all-time high. The butthurtness from Xbox gamers over tweet, you fanboys aren't even making sense. How is it not making sense? This dude personalized his decision making while he personalized this while he's in the decision room. So it's like, really, how is it not? How people not be butthurt over this? Like, this sounds pretty crazy. It's from a source that's supposed to be neutral and unbiased. They're definitely biased over there. And then you got Gollum from Lord of the Rings saying, "My PlayStation, it's mine." This guy has no idea how much of a favor he just did Microsoft with this publicly posted comment. Microsoft lawyers will be foaming at the mouth to take this one up during any appeal. Nothing better than a nice publicity stated bias when you're supposed to be impartial. Well done. Yeah. They're supposed to be impartial, but it doesn't seem like it. Really, it's just the fact that the Sony fanboyism is that strong. Like, you can't even be impartial when you're like have this official title like this. It's just insane. The obvious fanboyism is insane here. He's literally saying he's working hard to ensure he'll be able to still play Call of Duty on his PlayStation. This whole thing has shown to me who the real fanboys are. Anyone who's complaining about Sony fighting to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation is showing their true colors of how much a console war they truly are. They want it off PlayStation so bad just to have one up on the PlayStation in a console war. If only you had worked this hard to stop Sony/PlayStation from raising the price on consoles and games, you're doing your job wrong here. EU Brussels have become a complete joke. Well, next time the commission should work to ensure that other console owners can still play all PlayStation third-party exclusives, including Final Fantasy, if that's on your to-do list. That dude don't give a crap about Xbox gamers playing these Sony games. He makes it very clear with that my PlayStation comment. He only cares about the PlayStation community at this point. Like, it's so evident at this point. It is so evident. And they're biased. They can't even hide the bias anymore. It's like they can't even hide it at this point. Is this PlayStation fanboy blind to all the games Sony keeps off Xbox, Nintendo, and PC? Hypocrite much. Yeah. When Sony does it, it's good. Xbox does it, it's bad. Console wars come from all walks of life. Yeah, pretty much. We already have the doctor who's a Sony fanboy. Now we got somebody in the regulatory body who's a huge Sony fanboy as well. I'm just wondering what the next profession is going to be where somebody just proclaims they're a Sony fanboy and does some just dumb crap like this. What's going to be the next profession? A firefighter? A police officer? What's the next one? Oh man. This dude just gave Microsoft lawyers a weapon to destroy those who oppose the takeover. Next time, Sony has to better choose who to bribe. Is Sony paying these guys off? I don't know. That might be what's going on here. Oh man. This can be real. Console warriors are working in competition watchdogs. Uh, Sony fanboy EU regulator. Now, one of these regulators needs to deep dive into Activision Blizzard deal. They have no idea the PlayStation is acting like a monopoly and keeps dozens of games off other platforms for decades. My PlayStation, I don't think a person on this commission should be talking like that. The bias against Xbox in Europe is hella weird. Yeah. If this was a screen paid off by Sony, then nothing will. How the F is an actual official bias so much? My PlayStation? Do PC, Xbox, mobile, Linux, Nintendo, etc. players not count as gamers? Are we not human to you or something? Oh man, I'm glad this guy's getting called out for this nonsense. Right, it's like rightfully so. This guy's a clown, and it's just sad that where these people are supposed to be unbiased, they just show that they're huge Sony fanboys at the end of the day, which is kind of crazy. So, I'm gonna conclude it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. It's just pretty crazy to me that people they can't do their jobs unbiased. They have to make sure that they look out the PlayStation's best interests in mind. So it's just ridiculous. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like for this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.